Hi, Betty. Hi, Mom. Hi, Nana.
We're on.
I know, I see that. What's wrong?
Well, usually we're talking, I just don't know if we have any audio. We haven't been saying
Okay, I'll check it out.
anything. Okay.
Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Hi, everybody. I don't know if you can hear me. And I guess the only way to know is if you put something in the comments, because I really can't have my microphone on. So if you're there, give me a comment. Betty Siassi was watching. That means that Kitty Sinatra is watching. Yay, my two favorite moms. Swipe to the left. Okay, who else is here? Give me a shout out. I don't know what time it is. Huh. But by now I'm usually talking. How is everybody tonight? It's gonna be a hot one this week, so I'm gonna be spending a lot of time in the crafty basement because it's warm down there. I mean, not warm. It's cool down here and not hot like it is upstairs. Shout out to, how come I can't see on here? I don't know why. But anyway, I have a stamp, not a stamp stack, but a buffet, a card buffet this week. Wednesday evening at 7 or Friday morning. I think I only have room for 1 or 2 people, but Friday morning at 9:30. So if you're available, let me know, and make sure I have enough things cut for you. There'll be 8 different cards, and you get to make 5. I think you make 5 for $15, and everything's there, including the envelopes and your adhesives and all that other good stuff. So if you have nothing better to do, or if you want to keep cool in the crafty basement. So let me see here. Hi, Jan. Jan's here. How are you doing? Yay! And it's Jan Victoria. I'm so excited. She and I spent time, I don't know, talking about the new catalog. Maybe I said this last week. I don't even know what day it is. But anyway, I'm just kind of getting real pumped for my order to come, which isn't even saying that it's picking yet. It's just order received. But oh well, we'll have to wait and be patient, of which I am not always patient. So let's move on to what we have here. So in clue number 1, which I had put up here, there was a mistake. You guys, I'm really trying hard not to do it, but this was not my mistake. I copied and pasted this from the originator's website. It should be a card base that is 5.5 this way by 8.5 that way, and then scored at 2 1/8 on this side and this side. I think it was at 2.5, which just made for not a good card. So if you would like to, I tried, because of course I made it according to the directions, which is why I found it. But if you double score it, it's not going to be a very easy card to do. In fact, this is the card I won't show you. Well, anyway, believe me, if you want to run and get a different piece of cardstock, and then this is at 2 1/8, not 2.5. So 2.5. So those who were just watching, we can continue now. We have a card base that's 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 2 1/8 and 2 1/8. So 2 on 2 sides. Then we have coordinating cardstock. I was into greens, love them. I think this is garden green, and I believe that this is, I think it is old olive. If not, it's the little bit lighter one. Very good. But anyway, coordinating cardstock, you needed 2 of them at 2.5 by 3 3/4. Then you needed DSP, Designer Series paper. I chose this chevrons. Again, remember, this is an opportunity to use your stash. So this came out of a stash. Hey, Karen is here. Angie's here. And Jan's here too. Hi, Angie. Hi, Karen. So anyway, this is old cardstock. On the other side had this pretty paper, but I'm going to be using the green. I'm so into green tonight. Then another pattern, which is, this is another pattern. It still has the greens in it. And this one is at 2 1/4 by 3 1/2. So Angie and Karen, who just joined us, this is a mistake on my part. Always a mistake on my part. It's not scored at 2 1/2, it's scored at 2 1/8. So if you can run and get a different piece of cardstock and quick score it after you, because the 2 1/2 is gonna not work at all. So it's 2 1/8. Okay, so basic layer of white, which I have, but not at this moment because I left it up the other thing. It was one of those squirrel moments. Do you ever know squirrel, where you go to do something and you see something, you go, oh, I gotta do that. It's like a dog saying, oh, squirrel. And then you'll see a rabbit, rabbit. So it's a squirrel moment. The white piece is over on the other side. So anyway, cardstock layer, basic white as usual for me. For the inside, 4 1/2. Let me run and get it. I think last week I was showing you how I try to keep organized in things, and in here I have a little container that I keep specific inserts. They're cut exactly to 4 inches by 5 1/4, and that'll always fit inside a card. So if you ever do swaps with people and it's dark on the inside, you'll always have an inside insert if you take the time and just do them up ahead of time. And I like to do this on a little bit of a heavier cardstock and not, or like typing paper, except they call that what, copy paper these days? I'm dating myself. So that it's a little bit lighter and it's not the, what is not very, the Whisper White cardstock. It's a little bit lighter. It's a little bit, anyway, you can get it. I don't even know. Anyway, so that sentiment that's stamped out and cut for the front of the card. One of the things I wanted to tell you guys is that it's really nice to have some, if you have a die cut machine, is to get yourself some dies that have different layers in it. This one's an old one, but that's the one that I used because, again, I'm using my old stuff. But I was looking through the catalog, and one of the other ones I have, but of course I couldn't find it, is this Stitched So Sweetly. Let's see if I can. Up here, and it's nice because it has square sentiments, except that's rectangular, and then it has other layering sentiments here that are in a different shape. Sometimes with the Christmas ones, this can't show the inside of the catalog until the 3rd of August, but the Christmas catalog has some really nice die cuts that have different shapes for larger sentiments, and that just might be something you want to think about getting. It's not a time that I'm selling to you, but it's one of those things, it's nice to have. So then I have dimensionals, adhesive, embellishments of your choice. My adhesive is always, my first go-to is the Mono, because I like liquid glue. Okay, so we are ready to get started here. I think, hopefully that you're done with that up here. So I'm going to take clue 1 away. Usually stack them. I'm going to put up clue number 2. Clue number 2 it says, take your base. I'm going to put it up here. So take your base. Oops, let's just put these aside where you'll find them again, Colleen. What do you think? There you go. Okay, so you're going to take this and you're going to fold, take your base, you're going to fold it in now. Because we redid it at the 2 1/8, they meet in the middle. You're going to take your 2 longer pieces of DSP, Designer Series paper, and you're going to take them and you're going to adhere them to the flaps. So I like my liquid glue, again, the Tombow Mono. mainly because, so right now you're putting glue on the back side of one of the longer, and you're gonna put it on the front flap. And so I'm gonna turn it over. This might help, might not help, I don't know. But I like the liquid glue because you can wiggle it around when you have a few seconds there. If you use a tape runner, you don't really have that, really don't have that ability, because once it's stuck, it's stuck. So here's my, it's on one of the flaps. I'm gonna take my second piece of Designer Series paper, and I'm gonna adhere. I'm gonna put glue on here, and again, this time I'm gonna keep this shut, because what I wanna do is make sure that my bottoms are together. So that goes down a little bit. Try to look to see if it's, oops, look at that, squish around. Sorry. So now you have this. So you have the DSP on one side and the DSP on the other. So those are on your flaps. And you're gonna open it up. And you're gonna grab your piece of white cardstock or whatever color you decided to use. I use white because I buy it by the bulk, cut it to size. I think I told you that. And then I cut it down and keep it in that little container. So I'm gonna put my glue on, and I'm gonna place it in the middle of my card. There we go. So now we have our card base all done and ready to go. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to set it aside just for now. Set it aside. Clue number 3. I'm going to take my 2 slices of the DSP and the 2 slices of coordinating cardstock. Lots of green. Then I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to put it on the back side of one of my DSPs, and I'm going to layer it my upline, I have to tell you this. So anyway, I just adhered it on here. So now you have a piece of cardstock with the DSP on there, and it's all together. I think it was my upline Lynn who said that when you are, and repeat after that, when you're lining these up, if you line up the bottom and the side so that they're equidistant, and then the other side here, you don't have to worry about the top, because it should, if you cut it properly. It's not always the case on my part. Then you will have perfectly, of course I moved it, perfectly edged, you know, with a good border around them. So what we just did now is we took our Designer Series paper and we adhered it onto our coordinating cardstock. Okay. Clue number 4. I'm going to leave that there. Okay. Okay, now you're going to take out the sentiment piece. I don't think I put that on there. I might have, but you could either use a piece of, if you didn't do your sentiment yet, you could right now take out your sentiment and stamp it on a piece of scratch paper. I didn't bring a sentiment in, but what I did is I used this die, cut it out, and then I stamped in my happy. Mine says Happy Mail, and we'll decorate it maybe later. So, but you can do the same thing here where you put your sentiment up there, and then you could either die cut it, or if you don't have a die cutting machine, we have this really cute one. I love it, but I'm not selling anything. I'm just giving you the opportunity. So you can, again, like we did before, is we had just did the sentiment, and then we can cut it out. And it's best to use long scissors when you're cutting to get a nice straight edge, or you can use your favorite, in this case, Creative Memories. Remember them? That's the one that got me started on all this. And then you can cut it if you want, but no need to do that now. Okay, so take out a sentiment piece and stamp it. If not, grab a scrap of white, cut it out with scissors, or use a die. So that's clue number 4. Are you ready for clue 5? This is going to be a little bit tedious, but we're going to do great. A little bit on the harder side, so you're going to have to listen carefully. We're going to bring our card base back and also have our layered DSPs. We're going to close our base, and we're going to arrange our pieces so that you can see where they're going to meet on here. And I'm looking at mine, and I think I could have cut it a little bit smaller, but that's fine. Okay, see where they're going here. So right now we have them. Do not adhere them down yet. And when I said symmetrical, I really meant not so symmetrical. What you're going to do now is you're going to take your bottom one and just move it out of the way and keep your top one on. Then what I want you to do is flip it to the right hand side and put dimensionals just on half of this nearest the card. So we're going to take, I'm going to use 3 dimensionals. You can use more. And I'm going to put them of course I don't have enough. Right here. I'm holding this down. I'm going to peel off the backs. And then it should be, you want to make sure, there you go. This is the hardest part. You're going to take that one with the dimensionals. You're going to bring it back. It might be good to open that up. And you're going to, shut it. Bring it back and put it on the front. Now, they stuck there. I was lucky that it got there, but so that when you open this, it's going to do this. When you open your card, it'll do this. Okay. The top layer will be adhered to the left flap of the card using the dimensionals. Now we're going to work on the bottom layer. Again, we're going to place it where we're thinking it'll go. Then we're going to open this, flip this. Well, you don't have to open that. So let me do that again. You have it where you want it to go. You're going to open it up like this. I'm going to put dimensionals on this side this time, on the left-hand side or the right side of this. So put this on the right-hand side. And I'm going to use 3. You can use 4. 3 just because I'm cheap. Could put 4, but when you're 3 will work. I even cut my dimensionals in half sometimes. Okay. Peel off your dimensionals. You're going to adhere it to this flap here, the one on the left. So I'm going to take and I'm going to flip it here. I'm going to make sure, just on the side, make sure that I've got a little bit of room underneath there, and I'm going to layer it down. Guess what? Ding! It opens like this. Yay! Isn't that cool? OMG! How fun is that? Hey, Tom and Nana and Mama, let me know you're ready by banging on the floor, because this was a little bit more on the difficult side, and I want to make sure I don't go forward. Let me just read the directions. So you're going to bring back the card base, and the layered DSP. You're going to arrange the layered pieces on the front so that they look even. Symmetrical was the wrong word. Don't adhere them down yet because the top layer is going to be adhered, oh right, to the left flap of the card using dimensionals, and the bottom layer, so we have this on the right. Oh, I did it backwards. This words, well, it works out either way. Oh my gosh. Huh? So we should have put it on this side. Doesn't matter. It'll look lovely anyway, as they say. So we're done with that layer. Okay, done with clue 3, got clue 5. Where's my clue 6? Notice I didn't have to use my pen this time to make any, but if I had read what I did. I think I might have mentioned that I'm kind of right and left challenged. I really have my diamond ring, well, my diamond set on my left hand, because when you get married, you put it on your left hand. And that's, if you notice, I might be doing this on the left side, and I look at my ring to see if it had the ring or not. Well, I did it, but I didn't transfer those thoughts to my card, but it'll be cute anyway. So then you're going to take your sentiment piece. That mine says Happy Mail, and my mom was so excited because she likes to send these cards out. She's sending these cards out, oh my gosh. So we've been making these, I think this is what, number 5. And she goes, oh, and this one I'm going to send to Franny, and I'm going to put on the inside, I made this card. And it just made me giggle because she's so excited about it. She wanted to see what card we were making tonight so that she could figure out which one, who to send it to. It was so funny. And then Nana says, it's okay if I don't send them out. I said, Nana, do you like the process? And she says, I do. And I was like, well, that's really all that matters. So now we're going to take your sentiment. We put the dimensionals on there. I splurged and put 4. You want to put it on the top. If you put it in the middle, your card's not going to open. So either put it on the top or put it on the bottom, wherever your sentiment looks the best. Mine would look best in the middle, but it's not going to happen. So I'm going to put my sentiment on here like that, and then I'm gonna, where'd my little diamonds go? Decorate it a little bit if I can find my diamonds. I think I might have put them, oh well. If I then just put some decorations on here, I really like the fact that Stampin' Up! Has those adhesive gems or the sequins, because they're so easy just to put like 3 of them on here and boom, you're done. I could put a bow on here if I wanted. Let me see, I have a pink bow on here from last week. So you could put like a bow here or a bow up here, and that'll dress your card up. And again, it's gonna open up. Dun, da, da, da. And my card says, adhere the sentiment piece to the front. Don't cover the middle, as the card will not open. And then it says, sit back and admire your work. And this is where you go, oh, I'm so talented. Look at what I made. Everyone will be so happy. Whoops. And then if they could put it back together, no, there it is. The card that I made to practice with, I chose the, I think this was in the main catalog last year, but it was beautiful. It had all these ferns and all this kind of things. And after I put it together, I was like, oh my God, that's so horrible. It's so busy, I can't stand looking at it. So then I switched it up to here because it was a little less busy. But on here, this is where I did the 2.5, the 1.5 inches, and it, or 2.5, whatever it was, and it was like so bad. And then it kind of does this in here, and it just was horrible. So this is a card that will probably end up in the garbage unless my mom goes, oh, Colleen, I need it, I want it. But I hope that doesn't happen. Anyway, so those are the cards for tonight. Next week is going to be a little bit, probably not, you know, the cards we make on Monday mystery nights are not hard. They're just, like in this one, it was just a little bit putsy. And I still did it wrong, but dang, it came out cute. I will make sure I have my measurements posted, and I might do it the way Sun Stamping did, where she had pictures of all of the things that she was going to be using and the sizes so that you could see them. I'm going to see if I can do that. If not, it's just going to be a list of, maybe you can put in your comments if this works for you, or if you'd like to have, pictures. Hers was just cute. I thought it was a great. Sun Stamping, she's from Canada. Suzanne. There you go. Well, I want to thank you very much for tuning in tonight. This is Colleen from the Crafty Basement, and so long till next week, 7:30. Have a lovely evening. Let's see who else might be here. Karen, bye, and oops, there's, what are you saying? Let me see if I can see it. Is watching. You could put it in the middle on the dimensionals on the top back. Oh, Yur is here too. Hi, Yur. How are you? Yay. And Angie, wondering if you, oh, you guys, I really want you to put your pictures of your cards in the comments so that we can have them. And I should figure out how to put it, like post them so you guys can see them as soon as you come to my website. But anyway, thanks very much. Have a good night. Keep cool.